Just reach, you know. I know the women is just reach. So, you know, so for the dish. And Chris there. Yeah, man. So, no problem.
One of them is held by the people of the party. We will be contesting both of those. We're ready.
Bless up my people, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. And in this one my people, we see Mark Golding takes Canada. So I'm about to show you some highlights with Mark Golding, and I'm about to let you hear what Gensec Dayton Campbell says as it pertains to the by-election, and they are only contesting only the divisional by-elections. Before we start my people, like, share and subscribe to the channel, please and thanks. So my people, opposition leader Mark Golding is in Canada for the diaspora meet and greet there in Canada. And my people, he received a warm welcome on his first day. He'll be there for about approximately 2 days, my people, to return to Jamaica on Saturday. And I just have little highlights for showing my people of what took place.
Protocol officers and lots to see from a historical, feel like a tourist. But it's wonderful, and everybody's so welcoming.
Wonderful. Well, I know our party is, I think close to you. And
yes.
I wanted to say as well,
on the Democratic left.
That's right, and I wanted to say we've also made a connection with our sort of social democratic think tank, the Broadbent Institute, that we thought maybe we could connect you all with as well while you're here.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, lovely.
We've been trying since I became president of the party. We've put a lot of emphasis on external relations with like-minded parties and with our diaspora as well, which is really why I'm here. So
absolutely,
it's good to be here.
How long are you going to be in Canada?
Till Saturday.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
So we have quite a busy schedule.
And there's a gala in your honor.
Staff and leader of the opposition's office. Very shortly, we have a reception sort of available for you. But I'd like to just welcome you officially to the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. We're so delighted to have you here, and also to welcome back Miss Laura May Lindo and with my colleague Anna and others. Welcome. So just to show you a little bit about this building and tell you a little bit about this place, we're meeting on lands traditionally inhabited by Indigenous peoples since time immemorial, for thousands of years, and that includes the Haudenosaunee, the Huron-Wendat, and the Mississaugas of the Credit most recently. So we pay our respects to the many Indigenous nations who have gathered here and continue to gather here on this land, and are grateful for the opportunity to work and to gather here as well. And so what you'll see throughout the building today is representation of Indigenous peoples in the province of Ontario, and that actually includes just right here behind you. You can see a representation we have in a carving, and this is a representation of 7 grandfather teachings, which are Anishinaabe people's teachings, 7 virtues to live a good and full life at the Assembly. And now, in 2015, the former Speaker of our legislature, the Honourable Dave Levac, and a number of members noticed that there wasn't a permanent representation of Indigenous peoples in Canada in our legislative chamber, which is above us on the 2nd floor. So a call was put out to Indigenous artists across Ontario to make a representation of Indigenous history, Indigenous culture to include here in the building. And Garrett Noddy, who is a carver, a sculptor, put forward his idea for 7 grandfather teachings and submitted this carving of the eagle as a sample of what to include. And now in 2021, during the pandemic, unfortunately, but in 2021 we added the 7 grandfather teachings. There's a photo here you can see up close, but inside the chamber we have 7 animals carved into the wood of the wall, and each animal represents a virtue to remind the MPPs that gather here, our elected officials and Ontarians, ways to lead a good life. So you can see, for instance, that the eagle represents love, the beaver, wisdom, the turtle, the truth, the wolf, humility, and so on and so forth. And it's just that representation here in the building. I was asked what makes this place unique. Well, in a modern context, our standing orders of the legislature recently changed so to allow for members to speak in their native indigenous languages here in the legislative chamber. And this is for the first time this past year, because until this year, members could only speak both English and French, which have been spoken here for many years, and we offer simultaneous interpretation. But now, with the advance notice, we're able to work with interpreters from Indigenous communities across Ontario so that members may speak their own language here in this House. And MPP Saul Mamakwa, who is the deputy leader of the New Democratic Party, the NDP, he spoke Anishinaabe in the Legislative Chamber for the first time this past spring. So it's a way that the legislature is constantly evolving and changing the standing orders to represent Ontarians and, of course, the Indigenous communities.
Everywhere, you can't say there's none where you could say the roads are in a decent condition. So I really believe that we need to focus on have a period of, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time because there's a lot of road network to fix, but if we focus on that over a period of years, and we must manage that in a way that ensures transparency and that ensures that the public funds are used efficiently, because there is a lot of waste of one kind or another in how these monies have been spent over the years. So, and the hospital system, we have excellent doctors and nurses in Jamaica. I think everybody would accept that. And many of us have come abroad and they're in tremendous demand all over the world because they're so good. But the facilities that they have to work with are often not sufficiently looked after and maintained. And the terms and conditions that they have to work in terms of their salaries and so on need some attention as well. And the current government has adopted a policy of outsourcing a lot of the diagnostic work. So rather than grasp the nettle, as they would say, and ensure that the diagnostic equipment is maintained and is functioning in the public health system, they send the patients to the private sector. Now that's very, very costly.
Just reach, man, the wilderness just reach.
And there are a couple of divisions at the local government level,
yeah, man.
One
so
in Morandee and one in Town in Clarendon, where unfortunately the councillors passed away and has to be a by-election. One of them is held by the People's National Party, the other is held by the Jamaica Labour Party. We will be contesting both of those, and we intend to be successful in both of them. And as you already know, my people, that by-elections were called yesterday, and the nomination day for same is November the 6th, and the by-election set for November the 22nd, my people. And y'all heard it from Mark Colin over there in Canada, said that they'll only contest 2 by-elections, my people. They are set to contest the one in St. Thomas and in Town. However, Gensec Dr. Dayton Campbell told news media that given that the JLP is nearing the end of its term, it's a better spend to call the general election instead of calling by-elections, my people. At 30 million per by-election, so that's 90 million that could have gone towards the, general election. With the general election less than a year, my people, makes no sense to me for them to be calling by-election, wasting up the taxpayers' money. And I have a next set of people when I see nothing wrong with that. When we have roads and all of that, we want to fix a whole heap of people are cry for roads and all of that. And them don't say nothing wrong with the government calling by-elections that were supposed to, some of them were supposed to be held, over a year ago. And them not see nothing wrong with it, my people. However, Dayton Campbell is also questioning the reinstatement of Marissa Dalrymple Philibert.
We are in the final year of the life of this government. We've already concluded 2 months out of that final year. You do need at least 21 days between announcement and election day. So you're maximum 9 months away from an election. We think that given that, we should call the general election if we need to fill vacancies within the parliament. I don't know if it is the best spend of the government's resources at this time to be calling a by-election when the parliamentary elections are due in less than a year. In relation to the local government elections, the divisional by-elections, we will be contesting both Morantby and Town because the general local government election is not due again until 2028. I heard the Prime Minister saying that Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert resigned because it was the honorable thing to do. The matter has not been resolved. The court will hear again and determine if they go forward with the case. So I can't understand if she stepped down on a principal point. How could she be returning without the resolution of the matter when she could still be charged for the matter? And coupled with the fact that we're in the final year, it seems like a waste of the taxpayers' money for a parliamentarian to step down. There's no resolution to the matter that caused them to step down for them to return at a later date and for the country to spend $30 million to have a by-election.
Let me know in the comment section, my people, if y'all agree with Dayton Campbell, and tell me what you think about the whole reception of Mark Golin over there in Canada. It's a good look to me, my people, and I do agree with Dayton Campbell. Drop your comments in the comment section and let me hear what you say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 30K. Help me to get there. My people, thanks for all the support on the channel. A big happy birthday to Marika Robinson Henry. Notification shout out goes to Outer Many One people. Big up yourself, Outer Many One people. You have been rocking with the ABR channel for quite some time from day one. So big up yourself. And my people, stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.